Hey, this is Reddit Stories. I am reading stuff. Today we will be continuing with r/talesfromtechsupport. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Now sit back and enjoy the stories. Who remembers the svchost.exe doomsday of 2010? Sorry if this isn't allowed. I read a recent story in another sub and the title reminded me of this. Little backstory first. I was fresh out of college and working in a third-party call center. We mostly did off-the-shelf software support, mostly Office, Lotus Notes, Photoshop, etc., but could also do some VBA and other coding. We had many clients including a bunch of Fortune 500s and some that may piss off taxpayers if they were allowed to know we were outsourced. Think city and state X hires us in state Y. Most of the time we were not allowed to say we were outsourced, which bring up different stories for a different day. Anyways, my training is long over and I'm learning XLVBA to be able to support it for clients. It's a cold day in the Midwestern US near a spooky lake on the northern border. April 2010. Suddenly hundreds and hundreds of customers are calling in because their computers are constantly rebooting. We all try the basics, but soon word gets around that almost all of us are getting basically the same call in both of our locations. None of us know what is going on. We're remote, so we can't exactly check hardware. We can't remote in due to constant reboots. Then our manager gets an email from McAfee. An update caused svchost.exe to be quarantined. They're working on a fix and tell us to hold tight. A couple hours later we get another email with a script we have to sideload on every machine. Only we didn't have any admin rights whatsoever. Every time a customer called we had to call their local admins and send them the script to push on their local machines. These calls lasted for 3 days. IIRC McAfee publicly stated that only a small percentage of customers were affected. Based on the volume of calls to my company alone, I assumed the actual percentage was much higher. I know some of you remember this. What was your experience like, and if you didn't use the provided script, how did you fix it? If you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe to help us make more videos. Speaking to the manager. At a company I worked for more than 20 years ago, I would sometimes get customers who didn't like what I told them, and demanded to speak to the manager. I'd transfer them, then a minute or two later he'd turn up at my workbench, ask me what the deal was, go back to the phone and tell the customer exactly what I'd told them, only now they'd be happy. I imagine this is a near universal experience for people who deal with customers in all sorts of industries, but one of my favorite customer interactions ever went a little differently. I was on the phone with a customer. I no longer remember anything about him or what his issue was, other than probably broken hardware of some kind in his PC, and had been going round in circles for a while with him, thankfully in fairly civil fashion. Eventually I thought maybe inflicting the boss on him would help get him off my phone. Would you like to speak to the manager? I asked. After a pause, he said, no point. I'm thinking, huh, and maybe this came across in the silence, because he followed up with, if you're offering, you're obviously confident that he'll back you up. Tech support can be really helpful if you aren't rude to us. Today I got a call from a user that needed the latest version of iTunes on his computer. But it wasn't available from our software store. He asked me if, since he had an admin PC, he could uninstall the iTunes from us and downloaded it on his own. Here's the crux, we don't have support on admin PCs. But I figured a simple yes or no would be fine. I guessed the answer was yes, but to verify I told the user I would be right back and put him on hold. I walked over to our coaches and asked if my guess was correct. They said yes, but the lack of support to admin PCs goes so far that I can't tell him that. I returned to the user and inform him that sadly our support doesn't cover his PC, and it apparently goes so far that I can't answer this question. The user sighs and asks if at least could help him uninstall the iTunes from our store, because he can't find the uninstall option in Software Center, where all our software is found. I inform him that I am afraid I can't do that either. User: so you can help me get rid of a program you installed on my PC? Me: sadly, no. The user was quiet for a few seconds and then this conversation followed. User: say I was using another PC. How would I go about uninstalling a program? Me: well, If you are using another PC, I would tell you to open Control Panel and go to Uninstall Programs. But this is only for other PCs, of course. PCs that aren't admin PCs. User. Of course, I would never do this on an admin PC. I am using this other PC next to it. I promise me. Good. We wouldn't want to break the rules for the support user. Heavens, no, I would never ask you to do something like that. I then ended the call and split the call into 2 cases. One for the iTunes thing where he was denied support, and a separate one where he asked me about how to uninstall a program on a nondescript computer. I have been in similar situations before. Situations where I could have used some loophole to help a user. But the user had been so rude and unpleasant that I chose not to. So it was nice to talk to someone who understood that I didn't make the rules. Hit the subscribe button for more daily Reddit content and press the bell icon to get notified when a new video is uploaded. Also, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, it really does help the channel. If you have any ideas, suggestions, let us know in the comment section. See you in the next one.